Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Cruise Ship Manager once again. Seems like you guys liked the first one. Maybe I'm interested in doing another one. We'll see. But there's been an update to the game between the time I recorded the last one and the time I was able to publish it. And they've added the storage room to the game right at the very beginning, which allows you to automate a lot of like your crew and stuff. So what I thought we would do instead is start over, and I want to try hard mode just to see how hard the game can really get. So it's at 1.07 here. I feel like I understand the game pretty well. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit hard here, and it's gonna make everything just like 50% more expensive. It's pretty much all it does, and it makes the events more likely to happen. Our profit stays exactly the same, and the frequency of our people wanting things goes up, which means we need more provisions, probably, is what that's gonna mean. And of course, we're gonna turn this tutorial off because I don't think I need it, okay? So we're gonna go with, we're gonna go with these world settings, and we're gonna play again because I wanna show you a little bit of the differences that could happen with the storage room. I have no idea how much it costs though. And then I'm gonna do the first cruise. You guys have already seen that, so I'm not gonna really show a whole lot of it. And then this video, we're gonna have a trip to Athens instead, or have a trip to a different destination than before, so that it's a viable episode 2, okay? So let's go. All right, we're back here in Barcelona, just like we were before. And you actually start the game now with 45,000. So you start the game with more money now. But you start the game that way because the storage room is available right away, and it kind of gives you the availability of getting that storage room running and working, okay? So we have a resource market of $1, and fuel costs 10 cents per unit. So each location, if you go to the cruise planner, it's not just about going to these destinations. You also want to look at what the local market's like. So in Athens, we can buy fuel cheaper. Buy it for 8 cents, but the resource market there for provisions is a lot higher, 40% more expensive. So what we might want to do, since we're in Barcelona, we're going to go to Messina first. You can see that fuel is more expensive in Messina, right? But the resources there for provisions is cheaper. So I'm going to go to Messina this time, and I'm going to buy, I think, no fuel this time around. Well, I'm going to buy a little bit of fuel actually here, because it's cost 10 cents instead of 14. We're gonna buy no fuel in Messina, right? But we're gonna buy provisions there. And then when we get to Athens, we'll load up on fuel, because then I'll probably wanna go back to Barcelona. That's a really long distance. And so like long cruises, I think you can make a lot more money with those cruises, but you have to have a lot of fuel to get there. So we'll take a look at that later. I am gonna choose Messina for the first destination this time too. You guys have already seen that trip. So I'm gonna go ahead and confirm that. Now for the ship's layout, because we have 45,000, I wanted to show you, in utilities, you get a storage room now. It's 4,500 bucks and a place to keep everything that's needed to maintain the ship, the control hub for the janitor. This allows you to get a janitor, and basically this automates the cleaning of rooms, okay? So you don't necessarily have to go in and tell them to clean and fix things. I am going to micromanage that for now because the storage room is $4,500, and I think I would rather have more. Good God, the crew cabin is 3,000 now. Maybe not. Hang on a second. Let me see what the crew cabin is going to be like here. If I go right here with one crew cabin, and let's go. I'm thinking of like stacking stairs on top of each other, but the game really doesn't let you do that, so I probably can't. All right, so we're going to go with the stairs first. We need to be able to get upstairs. So let's go like that, and then I guess it could be this. I do want to spread crew cabins around though a little bit. So how about we? How many stairs is that? Can I do it like right here? Is that where it needs to be? Nope, one more over. Okay, so we're gonna take this and move it over just one little bit there, and then slap this. Yeah, right there. Okay, so this will be. I could go over a little bit more, because then I can get a crew cabin here. Yeah, let's get one crew cabin in this spot here too. We're gonna spread these out a little bit so that we can get them kind of in different areas, okay? And then we'll put one more there. So that gives us a total of 12 people possible, what we could have, okay? And that's not bad, but I think for the first cruise, I would rather have more people. So maybe we go just a little bit cheap. All right, you'd be a little bit of a cheapskate here this time around. And we eliminate that one. We get our 2,000 bucks back, and we can spend that on something else, okay? So how about we go and get these cabins for people. These are 1,500 a piece now instead of 1,000. And you can actually change the color. So I'm thinking maybe we'll put, for the bed on this side, we'll say green. And make the beds like close together like this, maybe. I don't know. Doesn't really matter, I don't think. But we'll go like 4 green cabins like this. And then let's swap to blue again. And we can do another 4 of these. Now, probably actually can't do that many. I'm running out of money here. Let's actually get the services taken care of. So for the first cruise, all you really need to have is a diner. But the more services you offer, the more money you can make. Because they'll use multiple services. And so the diner is 7,500 and the pub is 11,250. So gross. The pub, I'm going to stick this, I think, on this floor instead of the bottom this time. And I'm going to stick the diner at the very top level. What I'm hoping to try to do here is I want to have the switching of jobs between people. I'm sorry I keep hitting escape. I keep thinking escape's what I needed to like not have the room selected anymore, but it's a right click. I just have to keep remembering that. I'd like to be able to swap jobs faster. So what I'm hoping to do is get it a situation where I can have the captain swap with a cook, that kind of thing. And so, in other words, there's less of a walk to get here because when there's nobody here working, we use a ton more fuel. So we really have to make sure we have somebody up there all the time. And a really good organization skill, you can't, it's so valuable. So we need to have that. Same thing with a good engineer as well, would be really, really good to have. So we're at 5,250. We have all the services provided. So all that's left is to get as many passengers on this thing as we can. So I'm thinking we go like that. And I think this is all we're going to be able to do. We could do one more, it looks like. Or we could save the money and put it towards, you know, maybe we could save this money here and put it towards provision stockpiling and things like that later. For our really long cruise that we'll no doubt have. We could save it for upgrades later. We could save it and then have a storage room later. There's a lot of things we could do instead of having that one extra passenger. But I think that one extra passenger will honestly pay for itself. Especially if we can get them on the boat. Yeah, let's do it. Let's see if we can get that one extra passenger. So we'll say, let's add it to the blue floor here, down like this. Okay, so that's our last one. We have 750 bucks left, and the destination we're going to, Messina, right? Is this the one that had really good? I was buying fuel here, right? Or was I buying provisions here? I forget which one I was supposed to buy. I mean, I already know I'm confirming this is already done. We're supposed to do some provisions here. Anyway, I can always do that after I sell tickets too. So let's see what we have for employees, or at least possibilities here. Obviously, they all want to be paid 50% more money than usual. So that's fun. We're going to need some cheap people that can go around and you know, clean rooms and stuff. So let's grab Stefano. He's one of the cheap ones here. We have almost level 3 gastronomy skill here. This is pretty good for a cook, and that's 56. I think that's pretty worth it. Same thing here, 2 and 2 with 55. That seems pretty good. I really want to reduce wages here as much as possible, but there's definitely merit in paying a bonus for someone who can be a really good captain and a really good engineer. So I'm looking for a really good engineering skill. This is very close to level 3, and you can still do some service. It's not bad. Looking for a really good, probably going to be Manuel. Walter's a really good engineer, and he's got okay skills here. Manuel is most likely going to be my captain to start because he's got that 3 organization, nearly 4 organization. Antoinette's pretty good too. She costs less. She's not quite level 4, but tell you what, I can always hire both of them too. They don't have really good... It's like the thing is you want to double dip and have good gastronomy and stuff skills too. So I think Manuel is going to be the winner here because he's got level 2s on those. Let's see about maybe getting... And I could do both. I could get both of them. But if I can help it, I'd like to get someone who can maybe double dip a little bit easier. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. All right, Antoinette's going to be hired too. That's 6 people. Remember, we have 8 work slots, and I kind of want to have... Maybe let's go with 9 people on the boat. We don't have anybody, like I want to kind of reduce wages, but I need that extra person to clean rooms and stuff. So let's go in and have, gosh, Olga's so expensive, 105 bucks. This person's pretty well-rounded. Diana, let's go get you. This is room for improvement here, Marta. How about we grab Karen? Oh god, we're gonna have a Karen. It's good though. 3 organization skill. You can help me with being a captain. Have a Karen captain. This would be great. I think that's pretty much everything. We have a level 3 service right there and almost a good engineer. We'll have that one. So that's gonna be our 9 employees that we're gonna have for our cruise. Okay. So let's sell some tickets. Now we have more capacity for passengers than we had last time. We have 2 extra spots, and it's not guaranteed that I hit this button and it fills everything. So what I'd like to do is put out 150 bucks for flyers, and if we're gonna see if I can maybe charge a little extra with those flyers. Let's say maybe we go with 120 here. With the flyers helping us, this is not gonna pay for itself, right? Like clearly we're gonna spend more than that extra we get for the ticket price, but by having people on your boat, they will spend money. And so you'll end up making more money as a result of this. So let's see if we can raise the price by just 7% by spending 150 on flyers. And I didn't quite get it. Oh, it's so close. So we'll have 8 people on the boat. But they did pay 120, so I guess I got a little bit more. But I maybe got a little aggressive here. Could have maybe done it. Probably, it looks like I might have been able to do this at like maybe 118 a ticket. It sucks. Okay, it is what it is though. We got 1485. Let's take a look. So the resource market, we're looking at 10 cents here. I think the fuel in Messina was... I think fuel in Messina was the cheap thing there, right? So we want to get some provisions here. So how about we... I think that's what it was. I forget what it was in Messina now. I'm gonna look back at the footage. Okay, so Messina has cheaper provisions and more expensive fuel. So what we want to do is we want to buy fuel here. I'm gonna say about, let's get an extra, I'm gonna say we're gonna get like an extra 8,000 units of fuel here, okay? We'll spend 1,200 bucks on some fuel here. 16,000 units of fuel. Don't worry, I know it seems like a lot, but we're definitely going to use all that fuel, especially once we get to Athens. But Athens has more expensive, Athens is more expensive in the other direction, right? So we're going to want to basically get to Messina. We're going to load up on provisions there and not buy fuel, right? And then when we get to Athens, we'll buy fuel and not provisions. We need to kind of balance that out so that we have a good supply between locations. So that's what we're going to do for this first one. And I'm going to go ahead and set sail. You guys have already seen this first cruise to Messina, and it's not really going to change all that much between last time and this time. The only real difference is, of course, the fact that we have, you know, rooms in different locations, more guests, etc. And then we have obviously different people. But for the most part, the experience is the same. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this cruise. And if there's anything notable, I'll bring you back in to show you. But otherwise, I'll see you guys in Messina. Okay? It's not super busy at the moment. Of course, we have a fire. And it's down here. I need... It looks like it's going to be Enrique. I need Enrique to come over and extinguish this. I mean, he'll probably do it automatically, but since he is the closest person to this, I'm going to specifically tell him to do it. And we don't have any cooks here at all. That's a problem. Stefano, we're going to adjust you to where you are a cook. Because I need someone to cook this person's food. So go in there and cook the food. And then this person really needs unassigned. So we got to switch that bartender. So how about Enrique is going to come up and be a bartender instead? No, I don't know what I just did with Enrique. What did I just do with you, Enrique? Come be a bartender. Relieve this person of duty. Diana, nobody wants to do this, eh? It's gonna have to be Pierre. You're going back in. Sorry, buddy. So we need everybody to move back in. And then the final bit, this is where having 10 people would have been a really good idea instead of just that one extra person. It would have been a really good idea to have another person extra would have been great. Since this is really not that busy, I think this will most likely be okay, although this person was waiting quite a while and they're very hungry, so we'll probably get a negative opinion on us there. And we have another person coming in. I'm just wanting them to rest so they can get this skill up. Cassandra, and well, I need you guys to rest, man. Cassandra is going to go back into Let's see. 2 people waiting in the bar, but we have 2 bartenders, right? Yeah, so Cassandra's going to go and be a cook here. All right. There you go. And then, again, you have to rest, and you are, I think, rested enough. It's 99, 100%. Okay, we don't have to worry about it then, because the cruise is over, okay? Saved by the bell on that. Dubrovnik, hi. Okay, so results, everything good, reputation's going up. I know I said I wouldn't show you the entire cruise, and I guess I did skip more than half of it, but it's okay. All right, so welcome to Messina. We're here where provisions are cheap and fuel's expensive, which is why we bought a lot of extra fuel before. But now we're going to be able to load up on a few provisions in the resource market to just kind of keep ourselves loaded where it's cheap, right? So the next place we want to go, probably Athens, because the fuel is very cheap there, but provisions are very expensive. That's what we're trying to avoid, right? So, and then if you go to Dubrovnik, it's just expensive everywhere, so that sucks. But we're gonna go to Athens next, like I said. And again, we want to make sure that we buy provisions today and fuel tomorrow. So go ahead and confirm this. For the build mode, we have 4,200 bucks, just not enough for a storage room, unfortunately. But it does give us the opportunity to maybe rearrange some things if we want to, as well as the opportunity to have more cabins. So let's take a look at what it would be like to rearrange things just a little bit more. I'm gonna slide a couple of things over just so I can get the stairs to be here, and then put the restaurant right up against this so that these guys can swap very fast. If I was to do that, what does this look like in terms of, you know, getting our crew moving around and kind of like, we have this little extra space here, unfortunately, but I think that's probably it. And I might be able to get away with actually moving the crew cabin here. We probably want another crew member, to be honest, but let's just see what we can do. So for this cabin on the top floor, let's make these the red rooms. I don't know. This seems like something we can do. So the red rooms are up here. Ooh, sexy. There it is. So a couple of red rooms here, and maybe we can just do one more. We're running out of money, though. I don't have enough money for it, unfortunately. So that's all we have the money for. Yikes. I don't really want to have only 9 people. That was quite a stressful trip. I would love to have 10 people, but I think 9 is gonna just have to do it. We're just gonna have people really stretched for their skills here, because going into crew cabin is just not possible unless I get rid of, and actually it won't be possible anyway. Yeah, the money still won't matter because we need money for the provisions. So this is what we've got for our new place. 11 guests. Possibly a good idea to maybe not have a red room. We did add, you know, another room, but perhaps we don't do it. I'm actually curious on what it's like to have the stairs be, you know, in a different position. Like if I put the stairs like here, for example, is that going to ultimately be better? If like maybe I put the bar up here or something, right? Like what does this do for me? Am I wasting more space? It's going to be, I think it's going to be kind of interesting to try to play around with the spacing on things a little bit more, but I'm going to move this back to where I can at least put a room there. And then I unfortunately can't fit this anywhere. Yeah, so if I'm going to fit, would have liked to have fit this right here, but it won't work unless I move that guest room. So I guess I'm going to have to move the guest room, and tell you what, let's sell this. Oh, we only get 800 bucks for that. Guess it's a used room, is that it? Shoot. All right, tell you what, let's try this. You only get 1,000 bucks back for these. So, like, I don't get a full refund anymore. It's a shame. All right, well, definitely don't want to sell it then after we buy it. So we'll move this down here. I guess I'm gonna have a guest sitting in the basement. Or, no, I could just put you right here. An extra blue room right here. It ain't gonna hurt anything. It doesn't look like I can actually, well, maybe I can. Customize? Okay, I can change the color of the room after I place it. And then there's different variations of decor. Ooh. Fancy. Didn't know that. Let's put you up here then. We'll have another red room then. And then we'll make it red, and then we'll, yeah, a little bit. That doesn't look very good, actually. Yeah, I think just like that would be nice. It cost 150 bucks though. Oh, I don't want to do that. Cancel. So if I customize this to a new color, it's $100. I don't think that's worth it. I really don't. We're gonna leave it blue. I'm not spending money on that. I just wanted to have the bar a little bit closer to everything. So we have a big space right here. I guess that's fine. Everybody's room is gonna be over here. And we are still left. I'm gonna move this over here. We are still left with only 9 crew. Damn. I was really hoping that wasn't gonna be the case, but all right, so we're going to Athens. Build mode is complete. We have $1,200 left. Let's go to crew. See if there's any new people. Every time we go to a different port, there's new people available there to pick up. So we might be able to find somebody with a little bit more variation, so we don't get super. People got really tired last time because I could only switch them to so many jobs because a lot of people just don't have that engineering skill. So if we can have some people that have good engineering, let's actually focus on engineering here. So good engineering skill, we're at a level 5 engineer for $99. Hello, Agnes. That's what I'm gonna do for we're gonna get Agnes in here. And let's have you replace, let's go, I think Stefano. He's 69 though. I'd like to replace somebody who costs more if possible. We could replace Manuel. He's okay to switch in for captain, though, and I don't want to do that. 99 is the same price. Perhaps we can get rid of Karen. That was another one that we had for a captaincy, though. So, compromise? I don't have a compromise. Diana? Compromise is Diana, I guess. But you have good... I mean, getting people with good skills, I don't know how much it matters as much. I think Cassandra is going to go, but that's just adding more cost. I want that level 5 engineer. Can we have somebody that has really... Ooh, Peter. Now, this is another good double dipper. He's just $103. That's a good double dipper there, too. I like that. I got to get Peter. Peter needs to join us, too. So let's say that Peter is going to replace somebody else who makes almost as much as him but has about the same skills. So I'm thinking it's probably going to be Manuel. 108 versus 103. I'm just going to fire you and get Peter in here in your place. So just trying to get somebody new in here that has the skills I need that allows me to swap between jobs a little bit easier than I did before, because that was actually quite difficult to do. All right, we have $1,262. Again, as soon as we sell tickets, the ship is locked. We can send flyers out, and we saw what happened before. It didn't quite work out. So I'm going to go down to 104%, to 103%. We'll go $92 a ticket with the flyers and see what we get. We do manage to sell all the tickets that we wanted to sell. So we'll get $1,000 for that. Very good. Last thing then is the resources, and we want to stock up on provisions. I'm going to say we buy... I think we're going to need more than that eventually. We're going 2 cruises here. One of them is a very long cruise. We're going 2 cruises here without buying provisions. So it's going to be a good idea to have a whole bunch of them. So I'm thinking we buy... kind of want to maybe get to... Let's get to 1,500. What do you say? We'll have 1,500 provisions here. This is the cheapest place to buy them, so I mean, honestly, I could even go and max it out. I don't want to buy fuel here. That's why I bought fuel last time. So, tell you what, let's go to 1,800 provisions. All right, so we'll have that many. $243 left. And when we stop in Athens, right, we won't buy provisions, but we'll buy lots of fuel. And then we're ready to go to back to Barcelona where we are, and then we can reset and see where we want to go from there. Okay, so I think that's it for the Athens cruise. Let's set sail and see what happens. On our way to Athens. Okay, so real quick, since we did have a fire and... not a fire, we fired somebody, and we had a new hire and everything. We kind of want to figure out exactly where people are. So it looks like jobs have been kind of wiped here. We're looking at 2 bartenders and everybody here. So essentially 6 jobs. At least the captain and engineer are currently stationed. So that's good for fuel. Looks like we're using 9.7, but that's because they're not there yet. They have to teleport to their jobs and then they'll be ready to go. So that's why we pause it initially, is to set the jobs, and then they teleport to where they need to go. So management, let's say cooks. We're going to click the cook. If you navigate by clicking the job and then come in here, it will automatically sort to those who are best suited for that specific role. So it'll start basically giving you a list, starting with those who are most qualified for that position. So I'm going to say Pierre is there. And then for this cooking position, we'll go ahead and put Cassandra there. For the server job, actually, let's wait. Go back to bartender. We want really good bartenders, honestly. So, yep, Enrique is going to be there, and then Peter will, the new guy, Peter, he's going to join as a bartender there. For servers, I'm kind of running a little low on people again. Yep, that makes sense. Diana's going to go as a server. And then the final person for server here is going to be Stefano. Okay, so that gives us all the people. They'll go ahead and teleport themselves all around the boat here real quick. Poof. Take their positions. And away they go. Okay. So the last person then that's not doing anything is Antoinette. And Antoinette can go around to all these different beds and try to figure out exactly which ones need fixed. And we have to kind of do this in waves. So it's not good to wait until they need it. It's good to do it right away. And this one here looks like the first candidate for you. So scroll all the way up. The one that doesn't have current assignment will be the one at the top. And we'll go from there. The brand new rooms even have a little bit of dirt already. That's fun. So again, we want to do this periodically, even though they don't necessarily need it. Just because if you wait until they need it, generally they'll all need it at the same time. Then you're just like, well, that's all I can focus on now. We don't want that to be the only thing we focus on. Look at the number of people that decided to get food right away. Now everybody's upset because they're waiting. I mean, you all came here initially. You should have spread yourselves out. That's not my fault. There's nothing I could do about it. They won't let me station any more servers or any more cooks or anything. So, like, look at this guy. He's just waiting. There you go. There you go. All right. So, we just had Antoinette clean this room or fix that bed. We'll have you, let's see. Can we, I can't wait to get that storage room, man. I'd really like to get that storage room. I think this makes this thing a lot easier if I got that. Let's go ahead and fix this one for now. And after that, I don't think it's really all that necessary. We're also going to want to, as best as I can, swap people out before it's really dire, because I don't want to have everybody moving around at the same time, right? So I need to be better with like moving crew around, rotating crew around more commonly or more regularly, rather than waiting until everybody's yellow, right, on this. So we don't want to do that. So now that everybody's had their meal, nobody's down here anymore. So this might be a good time to take a look and swap these guys out, right? So Antoinette can come in and take Diana's spot, I think, for now. That way Diana can recover, and then we can also have Diana come in and relieve Stefano after that point. So Diana, Antoinette, it doesn't really matter which one I do, and I won't be able to tell the difference from this because I can't hover over top of these positions and see who currently works them. All I can see is that you're stationed at the diner. I can't even see what position you're currently working. I have to click this button, and then that will zoom in on what you are as a cook, as a server. But over here, I can't tell which one you are. So if I'm going to drag you to a position, I don't know who you're replacing. That's the problem. So we're just going to replace one of the servers for now. Here we go. It's not really all that critical. And you know what? The other server, I suppose, can just be unassigned, because at the moment, nobody's here. So why don't we just let you rest? Well, nobody's here. And if everybody comes over, I mean, they already just... The whole place just swarmed. All right? So, yeah. And now you're in position and ready to rock, and we have one new guest, one new passenger, so we'll have you wait on them. If it's just one person, I'm sure we can probably handle that with a single cook. So let's go ahead and unassign Pierre for a second. Let you rest as well. And Diana is almost fully charged here, which is kind of cool. Let's go ahead and have you fix a few rooms, Diana. And then also we'll maybe get somebody else to hit the other side here. We'll have Pierre come over to do this one. One on each here is going to be perfectly acceptable for only one customer. We definitely want to keep these guys going, but we're going to want to start rotating these guys when the opportunity comes, because bartenders tend to get really bogged down, and it's hard to replace them until if you see, that everybody's got a hand over their head, then you're good. But a lot of times these timers will all stack up, and you'll be like, well, there's like 8 people that need served, and I can't swap you out right now. That's not a good idea. So we have to maybe wait on that just a little bit. This is not one of my people. Didn't I send people to clean these rooms? It's this person here. This isn't a guest. This is my employee right here, Diana. Diana is going to go to, I think, the 2nd floor. Start cleaning those. And then we'll keep Pierre down here to handle this floor for now. And again, I like to do this periodically. I don't want to wait until they get really bad to do it. And so we're just going to have a little bit of this for now. Keeping an eye on the diner, making sure nobody's there. Lots of people in the bar, so we can't move the bartenders yet. And now we have another guest sitting down. Possibly 2. No, just the 1. You're going to get served. That's fine. That's good. And then this bed is clean. This bed is clean. This bed is durability problems. Okay. We'll have this one cleaned. Actually, let's do the top floor, because you're going to end up going back to the diner anyway. So let's just do the top floor. We'll start here. Diana, have you start there. Pierre's got this one. How's my engineer? Awesome is what. My engineer is awesome. That's what it is. Walter, you're fixing this. Let's fix it before it breaks, huh? There you go. And then Pierre, can you... I think you're actually good. All right, Pierre, what I want you to do, since you're already on the bottom floor and you're working your way back, right? We're going to go ahead and relieve one of our bartenders. So Pierre is going to go work over here, okay? So let's get Peter unassigned. And then Pierre can go and work as this bartender position because he's right there already. Then we'll have Peter, who has been doing this. We're going to have you go and I think you'll work those top floors while Diana comes over and serves as a cook for now, because we're probably going to have people coming to do that. So we're probably going to start getting customers pretty soon, so I want to get people in position. So the last person then is going to be the one that doesn't have anything to do, right? And so that's going to be Peter. Peter's going to come up here, and he's going to start cleaning rooms. So we should have, I believe, every position covered. No, we're down a server. Okay, so it's either Stefano. It looks like it's going to be Stefano. Yes, Stefano is going to work as that server position. Okay. We're just like, again, rotating people through the jobs, making sure nobody gets super tired. We're going to have to look at when we're going to swap the captain. We may not need to. We might be fine with the captain the whole way. 73% is pretty good. And I think we're going to be fine with Walter down there. I think the better they are, the slower this seems to go down. It's what it seems like anyway. Which is pretty good. I like that. I start getting more customers now, right? Passengers moving through, so let's make sure we're ready to rock with that. And yep, bartenders are good. Okay, so did we get our rooms cleaned here? Durability, cleanliness. This one needs a fixing. Peter will go do that. And otherwise, I think we're ready to just zoom the time ahead for a second. And then make sure we are on Peter to clean. No, he just needs to fix it. There's no cleaning needed there. And then when he's done with that, we'll have you clean this one. I think we're good to go. I don't think anyone's ever going to complain about a room in this cruise, so very good. We don't even need Peter to do anything else beyond that. We're good for the rest of the cruise now. All right, so first cruise in the hard mode anyway. I guess this is technically the second cruise, but, you know, he's zoomed ahead for you in the video, I suppose. I think we did quite well. We earned 3340. The goal was to get here, and we ended up getting the goal. So we got a decent amount of happiness, I guess. It'd be nice to have a better, it'd be nice to have a better facility for things, right? So here in Athens, we want to buy a lot of fuel, right? And if we're going to go a longer distance, let's say we need to go either back to Messina, which is totally possible, This is our 2-star rating, or we can go all the way back to Barcelona. That's going to be a very challenging cruise because the distance is a very long distance. And so to go this long distance, you need a lot of fuel. If we wanted to go to Dubrovnik, we could do that. We have a lot of provisions left. So actually, I think going to Dubrovnik would be fine. Because if we go here, we unlock the large cabin, large size, the large cabins, the gender neutral bathroom, the gym, etc. We can go and get all these things. We can also charge quite a bit of money for the tickets, which is nice. We'll get some extra rewards and everything. The resource market's very expensive there, so we don't want to buy anything from Dubrovnik. We want to be able to go there and go back to Messina, I think is probably good, although that's where the fuel is expensive. So maybe we go to Dubrovnik and then back to Athens, then to Messina, possibly, depending on how the resources goes. We'll see what the resources look like when we get there. But in other words, I want to make sure I have lots of provisions for 2 cruises because I don't want to buy anything here if I can avoid it. So I think we're going to try Dubrovnik next. Let's go ahead and confirm that. Now, we got 4587. This means I could have the storage room right now. Totally could. Or I could have more people, which means more money per cruise, right? More passengers equals more money, right? That is supposedly that is the way it goes. I'm tempted, to be honest. I'm tempted. I can't have the fitness room. That'd be nice. But I'm tempted by the storage room because I don't have to deal with that micromanagement stuff anymore. But then it is the only thing we are purchasing here. And of course, as you see, 4,500, I won't be able to buy fuel. And that was the whole point. So I think we're just going to go cabins, unfortunately. I think that's the only thing I can really afford is cabins. Tell you what, let's move the pub down near the stairs. We'll move it down to the bottom here, like we did before. We'll shift this room over here because I want the cohesiveness of having everything as the right color. Okay. And then do we dare do one more? I think not. I think we hold off on that. So with 3,000, we have enough for 12 maximum passengers. Same services as before. I don't know about any other crew. Level 3 engineer for $66 does seem pretty good, but I think I'm pretty solid on the engineers that I have. Not going to do anything with Bianca. Lulu is unimpressive. We'll just keep the same people we have for now. I think that's fine. If we sell tickets, now we have 1 extra ticket to sell, so you have to be careful on that. I think maybe we'll go ahead and do the newspaper ad instead, and we might be able to bump this up. I'm going to get kind of greedy here and go to like 108 with the normal ticket price. You get 186 per ticket's pretty good, but I'm hoping with the newspaper ad we can sell that. So let's see. It does look as if that worked. Okay. So we're going to have slightly higher prices than usual, but with the newspaper, we were able to cover it. And we end up with $4,700 here. Very good. Let's stock up on stuff. So we really cheap fuel here, right? We're going to go 10,000 units of fuel. I feel like I want even more. Let's go 5,000 units more fuel. Lots and lots of fuel provisions, so I don't have to worry about it at the next stop. Remember, we have 2 cruises worth of fuel here. Yeah, let's do another one. And then we don't want to buy provisions here. We don't want to provide provisions kind of anywhere, but I think 1,500 provisions is going to be enough to last us a bit here. So since this is the cheapest place for fuel, I don't actually feel bad about buying it again. So we're going to do it one more time. All right, so lots and lots of fuel. Enough provisions to get us the rest of the destination. We're going to go to Dubrovnik, and we're not going to buy anything there. We're just going to travel there. Hopefully our guests have a good time. I like the colorfulness of our cruise ship as it's got 3 different colors of the rooms and everything. I think that looks pretty good. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and if you like it, please show the love down below. More comments, likes, all that stuff. I do pay attention, because you guys really came in on the first video, and that's really cool. But the first video is always like that because people don't know what to expect. They see the thumbnail, they see the title, they're like, hey, what's this, right? So people check it out even if they don't like it. The second video, however, is where I can tell whether or not I should keep playing it or not, okay? So if you want it, show me that love, okay? We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.